You got me running, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Raise your hands up, raise them up.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call. This is episode 341, and it's the 26th of July here at 11 a.m. Right now it's in Singapore, GMT +8. Okay, so if it's our first time here, a big welcome. We do this currency call every Monday to Friday, so do join us every day. The currency we analyze is as follows: Monday, Aussie and Kiwi; Tuesday, Euro; Wednesday, Pound; Thursday, Yen and Gold; Friday, Canadian Dollar and cryptocurrencies. Yep, so in this currency call, you will get market economic updates, key support resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. This currency call is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and short-term traders. Here, we'll be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risk. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speakers. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. All right, so first off to the charts right now, we have Scott Andrews here from Forex Briefcase Australia to start things off with the dollar index. Scott.
All right, hi everyone, and happy Monday as well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. So look, US dollar, and it's still, I would say it hasn't, made a strong breakout yet, but it's definitely making a case that it's sustaining this. I would call it an uptrending market. It has been range bound, but it has, started to think about, making a concerted breakout of 93. There's some more pressure there. Just touching base on what happened on Friday night, we did have the PMI data come out, which honestly was quite strong. And that, we did see a little bit of a pullback, but not really, honestly. Like if we go to the hourly time frame, and frankly, there was a small pullback. I think the news came out at 9:45 GMT +8. But if you look into the actual numbers themselves, they were very strong. The service PMI was a slight miss, but really that's playing along with the labor shortages that have been identified. So if you were in trades with the US dollar, going long, they were pretty much in favor. For example, the USD yen closed out at over 110.55 or thereabouts. So, it was quite pleasing to see. And we've got, risk is still very favorable to the bulls, honestly. And, with the US dollar, what I see and, my thought process would be is that, we've been held around 92.70 to 92.90 with a push to 93. I'm just going to stand by. We've got the FOMC coming out. There's press conference, and they're going to talk about the situation and how they're managing inflation and the like. So my thought process is that stand by until Thursday morning, 2:30 GMT +8, and until then, it's just going to continue this range bound market, really. So there's no strong trades until, that takes place. I mean, tonight there's not a lot going on, and, even Tuesday, there's not really much. There's core durable goods out. So I would say, just play it safe and see what happens with, that press conference and how, the situation is dealt with. But those are my thoughts, guys, on the US dollar for today.
Okay, thanks for that, Scott. All right, so right now, today is Monday, so the currency in focus is Aussie and Kiwi. So right now, I'm going to get Jindal Tai here, founder of LCMS Traders, a multi-million-dollar trader trading an account with more than $15 million on a daily basis. All right, Jin, I'll pass it to you for the Aussie and Kiwi.
Thank you, Jinwei. So what actually, this could be a short and sharp session, but I will try and deviate around different things again before this becomes too short and sharp. So this week being almost the end of the month, we could be seeing a little bit more movements in terms of, positions being offset, positions being closed by institutions. So you might see a little bit more volatility in the market. So be a little bit more careful with your trades. You might want to manage your trades a little bit closely. Just to show you what I mean here, I'll just show you the charts. We'll talk about the Aussie and the Kiwi dollar later shortly, but you can see now Euro dollar is sitting at that level that could have quite big movements coming around. Pound dollar, again, possibly going to at that resistance level. Not this one, where is it? The pound yen as well at a key resistance level. And also you can see the US CAD sitting at a support level. So what you want to highlight to you here is that we have several pairs sitting at key support or key resistance levels. And with that, that could or usually brings around relatively high volatility. We could see big movements off these levels. So these will be the pairs, in addition to what we'll talk about on a daily basis, these will be the pairs that I will pay particular attention to when I'm trading, not in the medium to longer term, but in the short to medium term. All right, so these are the things to pay a little bit more attention to. But back to the ones in focus today on forextradingasia.com, looking at the economic calendar, what could happen for the Aussie dollar or the Kiwi dollar, looking at the news that could move prices. Today, we do have some news to be released, in particular, the new home sales for the US, looking like a little bit of an improvement, but it still seems like a consistent approach. So new home sales actually gives you the idea of consumer reinvestment into the market. This could spur the US dollar a little bit. Following that, we have Tuesdays. Well, not a lot to happen on Tuesday, but on Wednesday morning, look at it. Wednesday morning, 9:30 a.m. GMT +8. Big news coming from the Aussie. The CPI numbers quarter on quarter was 0.6%, expected to go to a 0.7%. CPI year on year was 1.1, expected to go to a 3.8. So if you remember what I've always been telling you about CPI numbers is an inflationary number. The Reserve Bank or the central banks looks at inflationary numbers to guide their actions and their policies in terms of interest rates and QE. So inflationary numbers gives you an idea of how quickly the economy is growing or moving along. Target usually is about 2 to 3%. So as the CPI for the Aussie goes to about 3.8, I think it might be at about a 3.5, but 3.5, 3.8, it is still above that target for the Reserve Bank of Australia. They're looking at a 2 to a 3%. So I don't think they're going to do anything right now, but they might start the commentary in terms of applying new policies or triggering further tapering in the QE, just to bring CPI or just to bring inflation back down a little bit, especially in terms of the year-on-year number. So with that, what else to pay attention to? We've got we've got the FOMC statement, rate decision, and press conference to be released on Thursday morning, early Thursday morning, 2 a.m. GMT +8. In this scenario here, we don't expect interest rate decisions from the FOMC to change. Most likely or most definitely, they're going to stay at a 0.25, but pay attention to the statement and the press conference in terms of what they're going to say, not what they're going to do right now. I don't think they're going to take any action from the FOMC at this point, but they might be signaling future actions in terms of tapering, in terms of future rate decisions. We already have a good idea of what they plan to do in terms of rate decisions, but whether there's going to be any changes in their decision, you're going to pay attention to that in the press conference and in the statement. We'll give you a better update of these two as we come closer towards Thursday morning. So watch out for an update on that. In terms of New Zealand business confidence, not going to move prices too much. US GDP numbers looking like a very good improvement from a 6.4 to an 8.6% quarter on quarter for the US GDP. So if we do see that number go to about 8.6, possibly even a 9, then we're going to see quite significant dollar upside. And this is where, you know, Scott was talking about his dollar index is sitting on a bit of a consolidation, moving, not too much activity right now. I think we might see some movements on Thursday evening when the GDP number is released, especially if we see a very good GDP from the US. Following on from that, on Friday, we do have, well, we have the Aussie PPI numbers, but as a producer price index, that's not going to move prices too much at this point. So I wouldn't be too concerned in terms of that news at 9:30. And then we've got a lot of pound and euro news, which we'll guide you through over the next couple of days. Euro, CPI, and GDP numbers. And then Canadian GDP with some US consumer sentiment looking at a stable 80.8. So what you see here, what you should get a good glimpse of an idea is that we see the dollar, possibly some good news, some very good news coming from the dollar in terms of GDP numbers. And we see a little bit, possibly an uptick in the Aussie CPI numbers. So putting that together, what could happen for the Aussie dollar? Looking at the Aussie dollar here on the H4 time frame, we see that it is sitting right now at the 7349 level. It has gone up and rejected that 74 level and turned slightly down already. At this point, when we spoke about it last week, I said that it was likely to come down that 180 pips, but we said, you know, it's never going to move down in a straight line. So it's come down about a good 80 pips before bouncing back up. At this point, I would still say that it's likely to come downwards. Again, as much as I draw the line down towards the 7185 support, I don't think it will go all the way down. Right? It'll be a nice target level, but at this point, I think a 150 pip move downwards could be possible, but you want to look at something halfway through before re-evaluating this trade. So at about 7348, I would say maybe let's be a bit safer and say about a 7336. You're looking at a 50 pip stop loss for a good 120, 130 pip take profit level. 1:2, almost 1:3 risk reward ratio towards the downside. But anywhere at about a 1:1, you want to re-evaluate whether this trade will be something you want to hold on to or get out and then jump into something else, right? So Aussie dollar still looking at a downside. I don't think it will break, or it will try and test 7.4, but I don't think it will break 7.4. I still see it towards the downside. For the New Zealand dollar on the H4 time frame, it's done exactly, well, it came almost close to what we said it was going to do. It tested a little bit higher before dropping straight down towards the 6.9 level. Hit that 6.9 level and bounced straight back up. At this point, similar to how the Aussie dollar is moving or is likely to move, I think that we're going to see the New Zealand dollar also track lower. But in this case, I wouldn't put my stop loss all the way up above 7013. I would say you can even keep your stop loss quite tight at about 20 pips above these points that we saw late last week, because, you know, with all that tails upwards, it shows that it didn't want to go any higher. It was trying to test higher, but couldn't track higher. So it would be quite safe to put your stop loss at about 20 to 30 pips up towards the upside and then your stop loss your take profit could be at about 40 pips towards that 6.9 level. So you're still looking at a 1:2 risk reward ratio towards the downside, but in this case, you're looking at about a bit of a riskier trade because that stop loss is not above that resistance. The stop loss is above the short-term high point. So take this, I would say this trade will be a second priority. There will be other trades in line. This will be something that you want to enter, but manage a little bit closely.
Yep, thanks for that, Jin. Yep, so do join us every day to have the different currency analyzed for you every morning. All right, so just a quick disclaimer here again, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speakers. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, so I know a lot of you here, you are learning how to trade. And I'm going to get Daniel here, trading coach at LCMS Traders, to share how LCMS Traders can help support you guys in terms of coaching, webinars, and signals. Daniel.
Hey, thank you, Chiwe. Yeah, so how when you're trading, it's very lonely. It's very lonely. And here in LCMS Traders, where we started since 2014, we have helped hundreds of traders exactly like you, and we have built a community in LCMS Traders. So what we do, I would like to introduce you to the LCMS Traders Club, right? So with the LCMS Traders Club, it is our dedicated club platform. It's really a must to have if you are really serious about being profitable in trading. Here, as I said, you don't have to be lonely anymore. We are here, we host a community of traders where we share strategies, ideas, analysis. We monitor the market together, all for you. And it's almost like being a part of a professional trading firm right here. As you can see here, on the trading floor, we have messages. In the morning, we actually give you some. Scott actually gives some discussion market updates here. And over the weekend, we do. Scott also gives some information. Members also give some tips. I say, hey, the US CAD, it seems to break out upside, and there's some discussions there going on. And not only that, we have the markets watch list, and the markets watch list here, you can see here, we have things that prepare for you every day for your trading. What we have is like a currency watch list. Okay, we have the currency, on the weekend, Monday, we have the weekly market updates coming in, tell you what happened last week. Then we have the daily currency analysis here, where we give a summary of what happened yesterday or the last week and what to look out for in the fundamental analysis, and we'll suggest any possible trade ideas. And also, we also have a currency watch list here, where it's a snapshot of what, after the currency analysis, we have a snapshot of what we see in the morning for the charts, and give you a suggested idea, very clear summary here of what currencies pairs we are looking for, what actions we will do, and what possible entry level and potential profit and targets here. Right, so everything here just for the members here to prepare for their trading. Now, not only that, if everybody's interested, and wants to know how we trade, we have the education videos here. We have the 4-day course, absolutely free for members alone, where we teach you how we trade, how the LCMS Traders Club, the members here, all trade the analysis, and most importantly, how Gene analyze the market. So this is what we're looking for, where you can see we have the basics of forex trading, the economics of the FX market, fundamental analysis, and the technical analysis, and finally how we combine them together in a strategy, and many more like Fibonacci, chart patterns, trade strengths, time series, divergence, and many more. And not only that, this platform is very fantastic. Not only that, you just click on the widgets here. You have here are the calendar. Some of the features here are the economic forex news calendar, where you can one page here and look at the calendar here and plan your trades, and so that you won't be surprised on what's going to be coming up. And not only that, my favorite is the data flash. This data flash here, I've been known that when the news release comes out, it releases earlier than any place else. So it actually alerts us and it lets us know what has happened much faster than most of the free sites calendars coming in. So it's something that you can trade. Use it when you are trading these news trade, doing news trading itself. And then, not only that, you want to see the FX heat map here, where you see which currency is moving in which directions, which is stronger, which is weaker. You could see right here in one page here, knowing immediately which currency pairs you need to focus on. Okay, so such a fantasies, such a features coming down here. Not only that, not only that here, we also have live sessions twice a week. On Monday, it's a group coaching sessions where we'll actually also go through what's going to happen in a week, how to prepare for your trading in a week, and also check out for many trade ideas or possible trade ideas that will be coming up. And on the Wednesdays, we have the live trading sessions. The live trading sessions where we come and trade together, guide you through the market conditions currently, and literally can make profits together. Now you must be thinking, how do you join this club then if you're not already in there? Now all you need to do is go to tradersclub.lcms.com.sg right here, and also you can scroll all the way down. You can see a lot of members love this club membership with us. And also we have other features as well, like Signal notification, mobile app notification as well, and many more coming in. And all you need to do, it is only $49 a month. It's really worth thousands, but it's really, without a doubt, the least you need to make sure to achieve your best in trading. So this price can change at any time, so make sure you just fill it up and click submit, so that I'll see you in the club as soon as possible.
All right, thanks for that, Daniel. Okay, so we have come to the end of the session today. We will see you guys tomorrow for the Euro currency call. Thank you so much. Goodbye.